Hello and welcome to my second quick battle. This is on the map Waldenhof, and I'm playing against the Wood Elf as the Lizard Man. And I brought a kind of elite build, supported by 3 units of Skink Javelins, darn it, and 4 units of Temple Guard. Because they are pretty elite and they have shields, so I thought they were a good matchup against Wood Elves. And Kings just for their poison javelins and a bit for their mass and speed. And then I brought 3 dinos, 1 revivification crystal because this thing is just very powerful and cost efficient. 1 unit of, well, a King Priest on an Ancient Stegadon with a machine gun blowpipes. I figured they would be pretty good against Wood Elves, which usually have good skills, battle skills. And then Lord Master Mundi even also on his Ancient Stegadon called Slark. Look how much fun Slark has. Doesn't he look fun right now? Yeah, totally fun. He's ready to eat some Wood Elves, even though I'm pretty sure these are not... Darn it, what's a word for it? I'm pretty bad at English. He's not really into eating meat. While his teeth may suggest otherwise. Yeah, these are the teeth of something that kind of want to grind up meat. Well, rip out meat. So they may be meat eaters in the Warhammer universe. I don't know. And then here we have our little funny Carnosaur. I like these little tanks on 4 legs. And for the high elf player we have 2 hawks at Great Eagles. Not hawks, they are eagles. Look at them. Also pretty cute little birdies. And then 1 Glade Lady on a dragon, forest dragon. I'm not really fancy the look of the face of the forest dragon, but I really dig the horns. They are pretty horny. Not horny, pretty, yeah. They have the foresty look on them. It's just beautiful. Making me horny. No, not really. And then we have 4 units of Eternal Guards with shields. Well, don't know why he brought shields. Maybe he had some money left over. Because Lizardmen are not especially known for their ranged capabilities. And then Spellsinger of Life with Shield of Thorns and the basic heal spell, Earthblood. In the backline, 2 units of Azerai Spears, War Lancers with Azerai Spears, which are a good pick against Lizardmen, and 4 units of Glade Guards with Starfire Shaft, probably to focus down any dinos. Yeah, and with that, let's start. Oh, did I mention the name of the map? It's the Battle of Waldenhof, so it's basically Waldenhof. Yeah. Right now I'm trying to get into a more sideway formation and maybe bring even some skinks into the water, since I don't know if you can see it here. Well, they are aquatic, and when they are in water they get a stat boost, while other infantry gets a stat malus. And here we have the first Starfire shafts going down into my Temple Guard, which is okay since they are shielded. And for the frontline engagement, I'm also dropping Curse of the Midnight Wind. At this point it probably would have been better to counter-charge my Lizardmen, but while this happens, these eagles kinda mess up some of my skins. And they're trying to focus down Lord Master Mundi here on Slug. Here I'm casting the shield just for countering the Flock of Doom that was going on here, but I'm thinking that's not really effective. Wait, he didn't even bring Flock of Doom. Okay, I was completely uselessly countering that. I should have casted it here to support him against the Starfire Shaft, since they deal magic damage. And then we have a little banishment going down, since I was kind of seeing Lord Master Mundi dying here. So I wanted to get out all of his spells and abilities, so we also have a Ruination of Cities going down here, which not really hit them that good, but also not that bad. While that, my Thoros Temple Guard did pretty well here, and I've just charged my Sting Sheath through into their archer line, and we have some javelins with poison going down here, which are quite good at dealing damage, even though they have kind of low ammunition, and they are also poisoning them, making it harder for them to get away. Here we have a little frontline support from the Glade Lady with the dragon. I was thinking maybe they wanted to focus down my Revivification Crystal, which would have been a good idea at this point, because it's not really looking too good, and you kind of not want me to heal up the damage, especially on Lord Master Mundi, who got then again attacked by the two eagles. It's a pretty good sniping force, together with the Glade Lady on the Ren. Well, I probably would have put her on Eagle 2, just to match them and give her a bit more speed and a bit reduced cost, and brought one more unit of War Dancers or something. Here we have a little heal spell going down. The heal abilities, since it was okay for them, they weren't in battle and they were kind of shot out. And we also have a Prey of Anakarima being dropped down here. But these guys have shields and they are looking in that direction, so that's okay. Right now we have both of their hero and lord messing up some of my temple guard, but that's okay, because I have my skinks kind of chasing off the rest of their units, and the skinks can deal with them since they are pretty fast and these guys are pretty wounded. Skinks are not totally useless. At this point the eagles are a pretty good health, and I have one unit of my Thoros Temple Guard running off, which is probably not good. I should have kept it here. Here again we have a little charge, and yeah, this unit should probably have gone around and tried to attack their backline or flank, so they are just massed in and can go on. As you can see, Lord Master Mundi healed a bit up a bit, cast his second blessing, banishment. Here we have a few skinks messing with their enemy's ranged line. And we have another Curse of the Midnight Wind, just to finish them off for good. At this point I was kinda expecting them to attack my lord. I'm wondering what they are doing with their eagles back here. Maybe thinking about charging my temple guard there. And then we have a little Dragon Breath going into my temple guard, which is not too bad, since they have a low unit count. And I can heal them up with my Revivification Crystal. Right now I'm trying to reform my troops a bit, since it seems that they wanted, to attack my units here. And I'm just casting the shields to give them some moral back. I think the shield also grants moral, so don't want my Thoros Temple Guard to rout. And they did great retreating their troops, and at this point their troops kinda reform back here, so I'm taking my time forming formation here, and pulling together my troops. Then I got a little... Whew, 1000 hit points. 1005 hit points. But I've got the healing spell on him, so he probably got under 1000 hit points, so that was really, really hard. And throughout the whole battle we have this Dragon Lord kind of shooting into him. And right now I'm expecting them to attack or don't attack, since I don't see their troops here that have come back, and I'm just charging, well, routing off some additional archers and so that they don't come back, and all these flying troops, which have a good portion of health left, are going to flee to the malus of, well, being the only air troops, and there are no ground troops left. Which is a pretty hard debuff. Especially since you don't have a key for landing your air troops. Which is a pretty harsh critic I have, since not having any not having a key to land your air troops makes me sometimes wonder, should I really take this lord on a flying mount? Since if the enemy has something to focus down flying mounts, that's pretty bad for me. Yeah, especially for the undeads who have no ranged support for the, well, other units. I don't know why I've casted this, probably to keep my units morally good. And because it looks fucking cool. And yeah, at this point I'm seeing that they are reforming here, and I'm also going to reform, since these troops are absolutely routed. And this unit of Temple Guard is slowly coming back through the water. Yeah, they don't get the Aquanic bonus, so that's bad for them. Also, let's check on Lord Master Mundi. Under below 1000 hit points. Well, what gives? But luckily I have my Revivification Crystal to heal him up. Thing is, Apotheosis can't be casted on himself, so yeah. We have to deal with that right now. But since we are healing faster than they deal damage, that's okay for me. Right now I'm having Master Mundi run in front of my Temple Guard, just for them to kinda jump into him, and then we can surround them and basically kill their air force. Even if it cost us Master Mundi, I was okay with it. But he did not die, yet he runs off. And we have another Prayer of Anakarima for them to focus down my Kings, together with their dragon, which is pretty good against my Kings, but using their Prayer of Anakarima against Kings is also a thing. May have been better to lock down this Thoros warrior. Of course, the dragon could have dealt with the Kings, but against Thoros the Temple Guard, that's a different story. Here we nearly killed one of the eagles, but right now we are getting out. And I've used the Revivification Crystal on these Temple Guards to also stock up on their numbers. And right now the only ground units is the Sorcerer, their, what is it called? The Caster hero. And Lord Master Mundi is fleeing right now. But we're getting some buffs on, and their lord is kinda cycled by Temple Guard, which is not good for her. Because at this point all their troops break, and also their flying troops break. So I pretty enjoyed this game. Pretty much enjoyed this game. And now to the kills. The Temple Guard did, well, just amazing. They are some of the most elite units in the game. well, also some of the most costly units. And I don't mean it because, well, I think they are even better. Well, I like them more than Blackguard of Naggarond and the Phoenix Guard just because they have their shields, and these shields are so great. I mean, they took a lot less damage from ranged fire. These Starfire shafts would have been way more dangerous if they didn't have their shields. And also the Kings did pretty good at cleaning up troops and throwing their poisonous javelins. The Revocation Crystal didn't get too many kills, but he healed a lot. And both Lord Master Mundi and this King Shave did pretty well. And luckily Lord Master Mundi didn't even die. And for the Wood Elf player, the Glade Lord did pretty good. It cleared off one of the units of the Skinks, it routed them. And the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts didn't get too many kills since I could basically run my dinos through, and here we have a problem. The Eternal Guard is pretty defensive, but it's not really good against infantry since it has a low attack skills against elite units like the Temple Guard. Even though they have armor piercing, they won't do too much. Well, they probably were brought to counter Stegadons and how are they called? Carnosaurs. But the thing is, I first engaged my Temple Guard and then run through my dinos, so their charge defense wasn't active. And I could just run through them and kill their archers. And the Azerai spears, well, I don't know what's wrong with them. They should have dealt a lot of damage to the King Chief, but then again, against the Temple Guard, they weren't really that effective. Also, the Skin Cords with javelins are pretty dangerous for them. And yeah, the Eagles were kept out of battle until the end, which honestly I think was a mistake. They could have dealt some damage against the Temple Guard or chased off the Skin cohorts so that they would have more units to basically encircle my units and beat them. But there is another weakness of the Wood Elves. The problem is that they don't really have any cheap units. The cheapest unit they have is like 475, which is pretty much for a cheapest unit. And yeah, so they usually bring only a low number of troops to the battle, which are not really made to fight really other elite units, unless you were really built for an elite build. Well, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Have a nice day, and bye!